Good morning, Alice. Would you tell us something about yourself?
My name is Alice Newton and I'm a marine scientist. I'm English, but I work in Norway.
Where do you work?
I'm working at an institute in Norway called NILU. It's an institute of air research near Oslo.
What are your main research interests?
I'm very interested in eutrophication and good environmental status. I'm interested in how our seas can be healthy and kept healthy and productive for human benefit.
When did you first know that you wanted to be a marine scientist?
Well, I first realized I wanted to be a scientist when I was 8 years old, and the school took me to a science park. And then later on, I won a school prize, and it was an aquarium. And I became fascinated by keeping the water clean and having nice plants growing in the aquarium and making the fish happy. So I started really controlling this little closed ecosystem at home, and I realized that that was what I was really interested in doing.
And tell us about your scientific background.
So I trained as a marine scientist. I did a first degree in marine biology and oceanography because at the time I wasn't quite sure whether I wanted to be a marine biologist and oceanographer. And then after 3 years, I still didn't know what I wanted to be. So I did a master's in biological oceanography, which really bridges between the two. And then I did my PhD on chemical oceanography and on the eutrophication aspects. So eutrophication is how the sea becomes over-fertilized by some of our agricultural activities and sewage in the cities. And it's one of the descriptors of good environmental status for the Marine Strategy Framework Directive.
What do you find most interesting about your work?
I like the link between science and society. I like to know that my research is directly relevant to the health of the seas and the management of the seas. I'm very interested in how human activities affect the sea and the environmental status of the sea, but also how humans can benefit from the sea. So how can we manage the seas so that we can maximize our benefits and also minimize the negative effects we're having. I'm also very interested in capacity building. That's how you can shortcut through the normal research to education cycle. So I like to involve young people in the research. I'm a professor at the University of the Algarve. So I do a lot of capacity building in several masters and PhDs.
What would you recommend to someone wanting to know more about marine biodiversity and DEVOTES?
Well, there's a lot of information out there on the internet. In fact, keep looking at this website because we'll be updating it and posting new information regularly. But there are lots of other interesting websites out there. You may look at some of the websites of some of the other related projects, such as DEVOTES or No Seas. You could look at the Commission website about the Marine Strategy Framework Directive. You could look also at some of the regional seas commissions websites, such as OSPAR or HELCOM. And there's a tremendous amount of information. On the DEVOTES website, we'll be posting reports, publications, updates about research on the topic.